you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for coming to the 20th celebration of Noorthoek Academy. And I have to tell you that we have an extraordinary coincidence today, this evening. This happens to be Joe Noorthoek's birthday today. If he were alive, I think he would be 86. Is that right? Something like that. So this is for you, Joe. We love ya. I have a couple of things to say. Please turn off your cell phones. And as you're leaving, if you want a parking pass, we have them at the table. You can make a $1 donation to pay for those if you would like to. And we are going to have an amazing evening tonight, and I am not going to cry. I promise. But I do sometimes break my promises. We have wonderful music by Jeff Morton tonight, who's a dear friend and who has helped Noorthoek Academy over the years. We have lots of people in the room. Robert Long just came in. Hi, sweetheart. A lot of people who've been supportive to us, and we're glad to all see you here. One person who's been a donor to this program for many, many years is my friend David Sebastian. And he's here tonight and ready to speak to you briefly. And we'll see we'll see how that goes. And then I'll be back up here to say some special things to you.
I was telling Elizabeth she shouldn't hand the mic to just anybody, but here we go. When Kathleen said that she was going to leave Noorthoek, my first reaction was not just no, but golly gee no. She has been so important to Noorthoek. She's been such an inspiration. Because of my involvement with the foundation, I get to meet a lot of really neat people. And in that group, Kathleen stands out. She is really special, and we're going to miss her. But Kathleen has a love for travel, and I think that's wonderful when someone can pursue their passion. So I decided I'd change my mind. I'd stop scheming for evil ways to put a stop to this nonsense, and we're going to send her on her way with our blessings. Before Noorthoek, Kathleen was in the Peace Corps, and I understand she's now going to go somewhere else international and around the world. And I think a lot of you, like me, when we travel, get tired. So I think this 20 years has been a little rest for Kathleen between trips. It was a great place, and the truth is she never stopped traveling. For 20 years, we have all been all over the world. She has taken you to all places around the globe, and we have been lucky through your poetry and your books to share those travels. So thank you all for all that you've written and shared with us. Thanks so much, Kathleen, for sharing the world with us. And now I want to ask Kathleen to share a little bit of her reflections on the 20 years of what's gone on here at Noorthoek. Kathleen?
Well, endings are beginnings. For more than 20 years, there have been many people that have supported Noorthoek Academy. The board of directors, who started this project well before 1989, and met and tried to figure out how to develop something that had never happened before, a college experience for folks who have special needs. Grand Rapids Community College has helped us. We've had 3 presidents be supportive of us while we were here. They have a wonderful board of directors at the college that has been supportive, and maybe some of them are even here in this crowd tonight. often they come to our celebrations. And the staff, instructors, people in student services, people in registrar, all kinds of folks over these years have made this school possible. And I just want to say thank you to all of them. We couldn't have done it without them. We have the parents, too, of the students, and our funders. Of course, we couldn't do anything without people like Dave Sebastian of the Sebastian Foundation to help us with the money. And we have many friends. Friends of Noorthoek is a new organization that is working now on raising money for us through our walk. And lots of teachers. Teachers from the arts community, like Mary Ellen McNaughton, and teachers from my own set of people that I know, like Diana Walton, who taught poetry and photography, teachers at the college, teachers who I dragged in, like Jeff Morton and other friends of mine, to do to share their special talents with our students over the years. All of these people and many more have made this program successful. We started in 1989 with 8 students. Before the semester was over, we added 2 more. And now, 20 years later, we've served almost 200 students in this program. Back in 1989, I was hired as the director. And it's true, I had been in the Peace Corps in the late 70s, but I had moved back here in 1980, and I was doing energy audits at the time that I was hired to do this. And it was a very flexible job because I think there were only 3 women in the state of Michigan who had that job, and they wanted me to stay, and they would work with whatever hours I wanted to work. It was a terrific job so that I could take on another challenge, which was to start 1 night a week here at Noorthoek. And our task was to invent something new, to create from thin air a program that had never existed before, some kind of a college experience that did liberal arts curriculum for folks with special needs. And I was really excited to take on that challenge. I love the energy of beginning projects, so for me this was perfect. And the other thing I liked about it was that I would be able to teach whatever I wanted to teach in whatever way I wanted to teach, which wasn't something that I would have in the public school system. I also had the opportunity to create my job the way I wanted it to be for me. So it was a wonderful opportunity. So I was willing to take it on. And we did a lot of floundering, I have to say, for 2, maybe even 3 years, experimenting with what kind of formats would work. Did we want to do a mixed survey, just try different things, or did we want to work on a theme? And I found it eventually much easier to work on a theme. And if you look at our poetry books, you'll see every semester has a theme. The semester we just finished now was on Vietnam, and the semester before that was on human anatomy. So that format worked very well for us to choose a theme. So the program for me was an opportunity to learn a lot too. And I was allowed to fail, and I have to thank the board of directors for giving me that space, that room, to try something and say, well, that was a learning experience for all of us, including me. We won't do that one again. But, you know, not everybody has such great bosses that you can fall on your face and they say, oh, fine, what did you learn from that? And I always felt supported like that from the board of directors. But often we succeeded, and the students learned a lot, enjoyed themselves. We had endless field trips. We've had so many wonderful experiences, and I feel lucky that I've been able to give some very special people some special experiences. You know, one of the things that I sometimes say when I'm talking about Noorthoek is that I'll say, Noorthoek Academy is the school that I always wanted to go to, and I got to create that. What a special thing for me. A little bit of history. Back in 1993, I invited Diana Walton, who was a friend of mine, a woman that I knew. She was a good poet, and she was a photographer, but she hadn't had a lot of teaching experience, so I brought her in as a teacher aide. But then I realized that her talent for teaching poetry was better than mine, and she knew more about photography than I did. So I said, Diana, why don't you teach? And she said, okay, I've never taught anything before. And she was wonderful. We had, remember our old photography shows that we had, where we had amazing photographs? And we sold those, made a little bit of money for the school. And Diana taught them to write poetry. And in 1993, using a copy machine, she came up with our very first poetry book. She cut out some pictures from magazines or something, or used clip art, and handmade less than 100 copies of this little book called Poema on a copy machine. And just for fun, we have some of the early poetry books, the experiments, out there on our table, unless they've been snagged. I did see some people walking around with them in their hands. But anyway, I hope they're still out there so you can take a look at what Diana started. And we loved the idea so much that we decided to do some kind of a publication of the students' work every year. And we've continued that. We've done several poetry books. We've done 2 magazines and 2 newspapers. I don't have any more copies of the first newspaper we did, but you'll see the Noorthook Report 2nd edition out there on the table too, if there are still some copies. It has a beautiful picture of Elizabeth Crouch and Katie Crouch on the front page. So, we've studied a lot of subjects, haven't we, ladies and gentlemen? We have studied science, arts, writing, languages, music, and subjects that range from our own bodies to local animal habitat, to the oceans, to earthquakes, to other cultures, and to the stars. Can you just say, right out loud, some of the other things that you remember since you've been with us, that you've studied? Anybody have an idea? Brenda? Brazil? Yeah, that was wonderful. Music of Brazil. Aaron, go ahead. Vietnam, we just finished Vietnam. Yeah, anything else that you remember? What? England, that was fun. Kathy? Australia. Emily? Spain. Yes, you do a heck of a flamingo, don't you, girl? Yeah, that's one of the things we can do here is explore new talents. Leatrice? Yeah, we had pig liver. We've done some dissecting. You know, some students really like to do dissecting, and some students say they want to stay home or they want to go out in the hall. Please. It's to be understood. It's fine. It's fine with me. Jackie? Dancing. We've had dance classes. Yes, Fred? The body, human anatomy. Yes, Katie? Hawaii. Yes, and earthquakes. And volcanoes. Remember the volcano? Brenda made the best volcano in the world. You know, you can use the baking soda and the vinegar thing, but if you use baking soda and orange pop, you get a really amazing volcano. She discovered that. Okay, Mark. What was that? Oh, yes, we went out to Fred Meyer's gardens and did a lot of things with the sculpture out there, and plants too. So, more, okay, two more. Betty? China, yes, we did that. And Abel? Yes, we learned about Buddhism in our Vietnam unit. Yeah, we had to hold the heart of a cow in our hand. That was an amazing experience too. And then we dissected the cow eye. Yeah. One more, Katie. Brazil, yes. So you can see that a lot of these experiences have stuck with these students over the years. Whether or not they were really excited about dissecting or not, they have that experience. Yvonne, did you want to say something? Yeah. Okay, so we have done many things. In this school, the students contract for grades, and they fill out their own report cards based on their portfolio, which is a different kind of way of grading, but it gives the responsibility to the students, and these students take it seriously. But let's say they work harder, I think, because of this opportunity to get an A+. How many of you got an A+ this semester? Raise your hand. If they exceed the requirements for 2 special reports and do 3 or more, they get an A+, and I'd say that's more than half of our students exceed the requirements for the course. I'm very proud of all of you guys. what else I've learned here in this job? I was thinking a lot about this. I've learned about how creative special needs people can be. I have to admit, that was a bit of a surprise to me. I didn't really understand how that would work. But when we did mime classes and they would take a common object and pass it around and each one of them would use that in a mime in a different way, I was stunned. And Tim Kuzak, the mime teacher, also felt the same way. And one time he grabbed my arm and he said, "Kathleen, don't pay me. Just let me come back and work with your students." I learned so much from these people. And I said, "Yeah, I know what you're saying, Tim." They're also adventurous. They're not afraid to try something new. And I want to be like that. I want to be brave and I want to be fearless like these guys. And the other thing I've learned from them is about working at your highest potential. Some people would say these guys have limits, but I see them pushing themselves through their old limits and finding new ones all the time, and then saying, "Well, I can try that. I can dissect that cow heart and see those chambers inside, or I can write another poem, or I can learn how to write music or make a music video and do all kinds of different things." And that inspires me, and maybe that's part of the reason that I'm taken off, is because I want to be more like my students. I want to explore the whole world. There's a whole planet under my feet. The other thing that I see is that these students are always their best and truest selves. There's no guile, there's no phoniness about these students. They're real, they tell you how they feel, they tell you what they think. They're affectionate and they're forgiving, even when I'm crabby. Even when I yell, which is most of the time. You're right, you're right. But they're very forgiving. They come back the next week, and they want to have another learning experience. I wish I was so forgiving. Well, what am I up to now? I really don't know. I plan to be gone by winter. I've had some unexpected job offers happen, and I'm going to apply for some more. It's fairly simple to get work overseas, teaching English or doing something like that. And that might be what I do. I might rejoin the Peace Corps. I'm going to apply. They have a special program for people over 50 that's just 1 year long. I'm also going to look at AmeriCorps and see if perhaps they could use me in the schools down in New Orleans over the winter. I really, really want to be someplace warm next winter. That's the only goal that I'm absolutely sure of right now. But endings are beginnings. And I'm beginning new adventures. And Noorthoek Academy is beginning new adventures with a new director. They'll be going in a new direction and expanding and changing. And that's exciting. I'll be in touch. Now with technology, I can even Skype phone call you guys from wherever I end up. And you can put me up on the big screen and we can have a conversation from halfway around the world. So I'm not going to be gone totally. I will stay in touch. And you will be moving on into a new phase of innovative education. I can't wait to see what y'all do. I'll be amazed. And I want a copy of your publication next year. If it's a magazine, a newspaper, a poetry book, or whatever you come up with, I need one. And there will be more challenge and more support for you. You've been challenged and you've been supported all these years, and it's going to continue. More challenges and more support from all kinds of people. It's going to be a beautiful thing. And as I leave, I want you to remember that we are all part of each other. Even as I leave, part of me is staying here with you, and as I leave, part of you is coming with me. I just want to say the last time, I appreciate all that you've shown me that you can do, all that you've done for me, all you've forgiven, and all of you, all the support, all the love. Hey, woo. all the kisses and hugs, so much that I've received from you over these 20 years. Thank you. I appreciate it. Bye.
That was certainly a tough act to follow there, Kathleen. Last fall, when Kathleen announced that she was going to retire at the end of the school year, I felt pretty much the same as David Sebastian. What can we do to keep her here? So we met, the board met, and formed a search committee. And it was then that we realized, after 20 years, good things can happen when people leave, and it's change. And as you mentioned as well, now it's time to take the program to a little bit different direction, another level. So we formed this committee, a search committee. Several of the directors were involved. We advertised in various publications, including the Grand Rapids Press, various websites. We had a tremendous response to the ad, which was really gratifying that so many people were interested in Noorthoek Academy. And Lou Chappell volunteered to sort through the numerous resumes for review by the committee. And we narrowed it down to 8 candidates that we wanted to interview, and we started on December 8th. Elizabeth Crouch, Lou Chappell, and I started the interview process. After each interview, we completed a evaluation criteria worksheet that was designed by Greg Osmond. That was a big, big help. During the second interview, I thought, oh boy, do we have a problem. All these candidates that we've got coming in are really good, and this is going to be a tough, tough decision to make. So we took copious notes. After each candidate, we met, discussed it, and by the third candidate, I knew we were in big trouble because it was going to be even a harder job than I even thought. But the last candidate that we interviewed on January 7th was Sandra Barraza. Shortly into the interview, I knew our decision had been made for us. Sandy has the educational requirements. She has the spark, the personality, and the passion that we were looking for. Sandy comes to us with more than 10 years of experience, having served as an educator, administrator, counselor, and in other roles in mental health and human services. Sandy received her BA in Sociology and Family Studies from the University of Northern Colorado. She received her MA in Counseling Psychology from the University of Colorado at Denver. Her work experience includes Jefferson Center for Mental Health in Wheat Ridge, Colorado, Creative Beginnings Child Placement Agency in Denver, Colorado, Colorado Christian Home Tennyson Center for Children and Families in Denver, Colorado, Catholic Charities Child Development Center in Denver, Colorado. In these positions, she was responsible for the curriculum, planning creative curriculum, and assisting staff in planning lessons that were engaging and creative. Sandy also has an experience as an administrator, counselor, and in other roles in mental and health and human resources. Sandy has family ties in West Michigan, and her husband and 3 children have moved to Rockford from Colorado to be closer to her family. And I understand some of Sandy's family is here tonight. She's been working with Kathleen over the last 2 months to aid in the transition. And as part of the interview process, we had Sandy meet with students and teach part of a class. A number of board members were present, and at the end of the class, one of the students stood up and said, "We understand that you may be our new teacher, and we hope that's true." What better endorsement can you get than that? Please join me in giving Sandy a warm West Michigan welcome.
Wow, thank you. He made me sound really, really good. So, First off, I'm only going to talk for a minute or two, but first off, I want to thank all of the students for the warm welcome that you all have given me over these last few months. I have had a wonderful time spending time with you all and getting to know you, and hopefully you all feel like you've gotten to know me at the same time. I am very, very super excited about next year. I've talked to all of you and gotten so many great ideas, so I think we are set for like the next 10 years as far as ideas. So we're in good shape with that. So I am looking forward to being a part of your lives for many years to come. So. I also want to give a big thank you to the Board of Directors for giving me this wonderful opportunity. I really do feel very blessed to be part of such a wonderful program, and I appreciate all the support that I have been given. I also want to thank Kathleen for allowing me to shadow her and try and get just a little bit of the knowledge that she has and her wealth of experience. It's been great and very helpful, and I have appreciated it a great deal. Finally, I am looking forward to getting to know the donors, and the donors have made such a wonderful program possible. I feel very, very lucky to come to a program that is so firmly established with a group of very generous people and agencies behind it, kind of pushing it forward and encouraging its success. So I look forward to going on this journey with all of you, and thanks for making me feel so welcome.
Peter Cook, I want to ask you something very special. Fred and I and Mark are wonderful students, and I want to say thank you for raising money for Noorthoek Academy. You're so very special for us, and I want to say thank you.
Yes, thank you.
I gotta say, Pete, thanks.
Peter.
Thanks for coming to Noorthook Academy, and I'm proud.
Oh, thank you so much.
I'm proud of you.
Yeah, good.
Thank you.
Good, glad to
Peter, you're so great. We love you so much. I love you here at Noorthook Academy for all the students. I love you.
One more. I want to thank my mom. And this medal is for Bill Harmon, my friend. And me and Fred would get the honorary Bill Harmon. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Mr. Cook. We so appreciate it.
Well, no one can thank the donors. Is this working? Nobody can thank the donors better than our students. And I can assure you that they are thankful every time they come to class. I don't think that a day goes by that they don't appreciate this experience and they don't feel like the luckiest people in the world that they have a chance to go to college like everybody else. First and foremost, we thank those foundation sponsors who've been with us from the start. Dave and Bet Sebastian are here with the Sebastian Foundation. I remember your initial response, which was yes, enthusiastically, and we appreciate your continuing with us over all this time. I remember calling Peter Cook on the phone, and he was telling me, I support so many things, I don't know if I want to get into something new, but he listened, and then he and his wonderful wife, Pat, came to our dinner after the first year, and we then went on to the small celebration that followed, and they were so gracious, both of you were with our students, and then Peter said, forget the dinner, just let us come to the program. They fell in love with the students. And the Wegge Foundation, Ellen Satterley, Executive Director, is here representing the Wegge Foundation. And Peter Wegge was so responsive to us when we first went to him. Kathleen and I called on him, and he saw the importance of it, and you've stayed with us. And Ellen has been so helpful with all of our requests, and we appreciate your personal interest in the program, Ellen, and your helpfulness all along the way. We also thank some people who aren't here tonight. The Richard and Helen DeVos Foundation have been most generous with us, and Amway Corporation as well. In your program, you saw the long list of all the individuals and businesses who have supported us. We've listed everybody from past 20 years. They're all important. Some of you have continued. We appreciate so much the people who designate gifts to us through the United Way. This is an important source of funding. And if you're part of a business or if you just give personally through the United Way, you can designate Noorthoek Academy. And this has become an important income stream for us, so we hope you'll keep us in mind. Of course, our partnership with GRCC is just indispensable. It's impossible to put a dollar amount on the space that they give us, the support that they give us, the vans that they allow us to use, and how can you put a price tag on the feeling that our students get when they come onto the GRCC campus and feel that they're a part of campus life? It's just a wonderful home for us, and we're so grateful for the partnership. Because it's our 20th anniversary, we took the opportunity, as we did with our 10th anniversary, to do something special and to look for funding to do some things that were important but beyond the scope of our annual budget. And because of the generosity of the Wegge Foundation, and the Steelcase Foundation, we had combined gifts, $5,000 each, $10,000 to do the beautiful poetry book that you each have on your chair. And the work speaks for itself, but I especially want to thank David Fiedler, who's here, who was the designer and the production person. Thank you, David. Yeah. David has done a number of the annual books, but this one surpasses anything we've done before, and it's just a gem. Then we embarked on what we call the Think College project, which was an opportunity to upgrade our brochures and our graphic image in a whole range of areas, and that includes doing new recruitment brochure, and these will be on the table for you to look at when you go out. We have 2 versions, and they're really fun, and they're designed to appeal to students in a way that I think is a lot more compelling than what we've been able to do before, because we didn't have much of a budget. For this, we did. We have a wonderful tabletop display to use at transition fairs and at information meetings. Decals for cars, and I think the students and parents are going to like these. Please put them in your car. Don't cut anybody off in traffic, but but I think it's a great way to get our image out there on the road. We also were able to do the lifelong learner medallions, and I want to thank our designer, Stephanie Milanowski, who helped with all these projects and did such a wonderful job. I also want to thank Mike Trenshaw, who produced these medallions for us. Mike is owner of Awards Pro, and he made these more than affordable for us, and thank you so much, Mike, for your contribution. All these items will be on display, so please stop by the table on your way out and have a look. I do want to say a word, too, about all of our great volunteers with the Friends of Noorthook, and anyone interested in joining the Friends. We're always looking for volunteers to help with our projects. Molly Parker's going to come up and tell you about the walk in a minute, but I want to thank the Friends for the other work that they did with the corsages and general assistance they lend throughout the year. So thank you all, and now Molly's going to give you a pep talk on our big walk coming up, the big step.
Look at this. Whoa. Thank you. First of all, I have to start out by telling you that I spent my life raising money, so no excuses from anybody about not raising money for this walk. Thank you, Elizabeth. I am honored to stand here before the wonderful Noorthook students and friends and donors who have supported this important program. Our Big Step Walk is scheduled for Saturday, May 16th at 9 o'clock in the morning on the beautiful campus of Aquinas College. I am, on behalf of the committee, here to invite all of you, friends and students, to participate with us. This walk is so cool. It's an opportunity for friends and students to get together and to have some fun. To make it easy for students to get to Aquinas, we will provide you, if you need transportation, with Go Bus passes. So students, if you want to come, talk to Kathleen or Sandra about transportation. Every Noorthook student who attends the walk will receive a pom-pom. These were made by one of our committee members that will help you to encourage everyone to have a good walk. Every student who attends will also receive a goodie bag, not this one, I think I'm going to take it with me. Crackers, Oreos, Kleenex, I guess if you have allergies on the Aquinas campus, all of these good things. Plus your names will be added to a door prize drawing. Marcia Combine puts together all of these great prizes, and so everyone gets a goodie bag, but you have to be there to get them. Also door prizes, but you must be present to win. We hope every one of the students will be there that day. We also have prizes for the students who raise the most money. This one, believe it or not, is the second prize. And this is a Saturday night movie and popcorn package. The first prize is an ice cream maker and lots of goodies, and the third one is a slush maker with all kinds of different flavors, so they're great prizes. We hope you'll come. Now, friends who come, the non-student walkers, all of you out there, and there are lots of you, if you come and if you raise $100, you get one of these very cool Big Step Walk t-shirts. They are a collector's item, green this year. If you don't have a white, a blue, and an orange one, we're sorry. We might sell you one for $50. We have a couple of them left over. We'll talk later. This walk is a day when we come together to raise money for Noorthoek Academy, a cause that every one of us believes in. If all of us, students and friends together, can raise $15,000 to add to the money that the sponsorships and mile marker donations have contributed, just think of what that can do for Noorthoek in terms of scholarships, programming, and operating expenses. It would be fabulous. Now, I'm a fundraiser, so I think in these kinds of terms. If 100 people, if we could have 100 walkers, and I think we had close to 100 walkers last year, don't you? Those of you who walked last year? I think we had close to 100 walkers. If we could get 100 walkers, every walker, to raise $150. Now, if we had 150 walkers, you don't have to raise $100. But let's say 100 walkers raise $150 minimum. We'll say minimum of 150, okay? Feel free to raise more. That means if you have a big, huge family like I do and lots of friends, you could ask 150 people to bring $1, give you $1 each, right? That would be easy. But if you don't have that many friends or a very small family, then you could ask, let me see, I have to look. I'm so bad at math. You have to ask 10 friends for $15. That'd be pretty easy, right? 10 people, $15, you have $150. Woo, that's fast. Or to make it even easier, you can ask 5 friends for $30. Or better yet, 3 friends for $50. Or, well, you get the idea, right? Just break it down, make it easy, come to the walk. The bottom line is, please join us on Saturday, May the 16th. Raise as much money as you can. You'll have fun. And we'll have for you snacks, water, bagpipers, Andy Rent. You all know Andy Rent? He's so cool. We promise you this year we will have, like last year, a flat trail. We'll have volunteers to help push wheelchairs. We'll have great music and much, much more. I'll be at the back of the room at the end of the program if you have any questions. Hope to see every one of you on May the 16th. Thank you.
Thanks, Molly. That was great. Now for my favorite part of the evening. We're going to read some poems. Let's see. Kathy really wants to start. Kathy Ling is going to read a poem that is on page, I got to put my glasses on, 75, I think, in your poetry book. Kathy, you want to come up, or do you want to do it down there? I'll do it up here. Okay. Did you bring your copy?
Yeah, I know.
But before I do the reading, I have something else to read. Good evening, families, friends, special organizers, and caseworkers. We're here to celebrate Mr. Noorthoek's and his family's dream to further education for special people. And tonight we celebrate the 20th year. It's also Mr. Noorthoek's birthday today. It's too bad he's not here to enjoy his dream, but his family is. I've written a poem for Kathleen, so here it goes. What's in a teacher's heart? Compassion, caring for her students. She's able to talk to them if they have a problem. She's able to teach us in easier ways so we can learn about our world and have a good time while we're doing it. Put it all together and you have Kathleen Russell, who's retiring tonight. We'll miss you, Kathleen. I love you. Love, Kathy Lynn. And this is for you.
Thank you.
Wild old tree. There is a tree by the Grand River over 100 years old. No leaves, just bark. Roots very long, so old that it fell over on its side into the river. It looks like a praying mantis. Crayfish hide underneath, waiting to catch their next meal. Okay, there you go.
Emily, were you going to read? No? Adam. Adam Zimdar is going to read okay, I want to give him the page number, sweetheart. It's page 66.
My title is Storm by Adam Zimdar. I hear thunder roar like a lion. I see lightning flashes in the sky. I hear the rain hitting the window. Hitting the window like someone tapping fingers. I see the rain parting on the side of the road. I miss you.
Leatrice, I think you're up next. And her poem is on page 103. Oh, surprise.
This is for my grandpa who passed 1 year ago in February. 1 year ago by Leatrice Souza. 1 year ago you loved me so. 1 year ago you went to heaven because Jesus wanted you there with him. 1 year ago you were my grandpa. I love you still because you always will be my grandpa. And nobody will ever replace Kathleen Russell.
Thank you. Well, Lisa, you really want to read. Come on up. Lisa's going to read a poem that's on page 12. Betty Boop Clock, one of my favorites.
Well, even though my parents can't make it. Betty Boop Clock by Lisa Kummel. It's late at night. I heard my Betty Boop clock. Tick tock, tick tock. Her pendulum legs swing from side to side.
Nice visual poem. All right, thank you. Fred Beam. Fred would like to read from page 46. Yes, bring it up, hon.
As you have touched me on Valentine's night, I feel your loving, thoughtful heart for a wonderful person is Katie. She is my Valentine's night. With this ring, I'd be red. We share red sparkling wine by the candlelight, by the window. I am saying something to you by the fireplace at night. You may cry when I read this to you. And I love you so much all the time. I like Kathleen Russell. She's the best for this 1989 last couple of years ago. Because me and Kitty are Down syndrome because we love each other.
Thank you, Fred. Marianne? Page 79, spin.
been by Marianne Van Swal. Spiders make webs. They can make funnels, too, like blankets for spider links. Thank you. And I'm going to miss Kathleen.
Katie, were you going to read? Okay, come on up. Katie's going to read something, but I have to tell you, I don't know for sure what. What page is it on? So they can follow along. It's Exploring Nature, page 98.
Before I read the poem, I'm going to miss Kathleen. She's special to me, and Sandra can be good too. She's very special. Exploring Nature by Catherine. I hear water, birds that sing. Yeah. I hear leaves that scattered. Streams and rivers, rain falling. I hear the sound of forests growing. I enjoy nature's harmony. I explore, guide by sound. Water between rocks, I discover the way. I see rainbows and trees. I feel the wind on cool days. I see living plants. These are symbols for the future.
Beautiful. Thank you, Katie. Mr. Zaskowitz, Mark Zaskowitz is going to read, and he has something in his pocket. Which one is that, Mark? Some days. I'm afraid I don't know what page.
That's okay. Some days, I wonder why my love is so strong. It's like a tree standing by itself, sitting under it. No wonder I'm only out of my best friend, no lover, just plain silent.
Okay. Anybody else on this side who wants to read who I didn't give a chance to do that? All right. We'll move on over here. Betty, were you going to read something for us? I have you as a poem called Nature on page 56. You can read it down there if you
like. Nature by Betty Momega. Nature is moving like the earth, leaves on trees, bees humming, birds teaching their little ones.
Brenda Wiebinga is going to do something from a version of page 88. And she has something else, I think, too.
Brenda, about being handicapped, Brenda Wiebinga. Some employees who work with me are mean. They do not like working with handicapped person. The boss had a talk with one of the cashiers. They made me happy. I guess gave me a nice compliment. They keep coming to my lane. Once in a while, a customer will say some nice about me to my boss. Then the boss gives me a coupon for a free coffee. On a little along these years that we are in Noorthoek Academy, that Miss Russell was not going to be our teacher anymore. Teaching us about human anatomy, we studied. I enjoyed learning about the bones, heart, lungs. It was very interesting to do hard college. Reading, making smart reading makings, and going to miss you very much because Miss Kathleen Russell teaches us a lot about the whole country of Vietnam. It was very interesting to study all of that we enjoy doing the play about Vietnam. And learning about their language, speaking their words, and talking to them. And I think that we are going to like Sandy better, but it is going to be a little bit different with not having Miss Russell for our teacher anymore at Grand Rapids Community College. But it gets from her students. Let's go stay on Miss Russell. But this is also for you.
All right, thank you so much. Okay, you never know what you're going to get. Sadie, you're really ready to go. Come on up and read for us. You have it, but I want to tell them that it is on page 36.
Okay.
Step right up to the podium.
The Brown-Eyed Susans by Sadie Clybush. When I see them in the summer, I remember Mom. She is gone now. I picked them for her.
All right. David's ready to go. Let's have David read a poem. I think this is going to be Wolf or Fox. He's Mr. Hunter Fisher. I think it's Fox on page 63.
That I shared with you in class. The one thing that I will miss the most is the kindness in your heart. I do hope you will keep me in mind, but I will always keep you in mind because you were one of my best teachers I have ever had in my mind. In my life, David Wolven.
Oh, thank you, sweetheart. Now, read that good poem. It's working if you want to use it.
Fox by David Wolven. Hunted for my fur, I dig a den and lie low until dark comes again.
Oh, Andy, you're ready. Come on up. Andy's going to read Animals Are Amigos. And I don't know what page that is. 56? Thank you.
Before I read, I want to say something. I want to say it's been good years knowing you, and welcome to the retirement club.
Welcome to the retirement club.
Okay. Amo de amigos, by any spouse. A deck in ammo at any ammo abode. A church ammo available as fast above.
I love that alliteration. All right, all right. Aaron wants to read next. They might not know the word alliteration, but they know what that is. Yeah. Aaron's going to read something that I've marked that's on page 40. A love story. Very interesting poem.
First of all, I want to thank Kathleen for all she done, and I'll miss her very much, and I love her. A love story by Aaron Dice. Sitting like a girl who lives alone, talking to a wall with a love story in a frame. She has a large heart full of a vision of love. A boat floating on the river all day long and all night long. Thank you.
I don't think they know what surrealism is either, but they know how to write a poem like that. Denise. You know, my students are better poets than I am. It's a wonderful thing. It's really amazing to me. Denise is going to do Caribou Hunt, page 63. Okay. It's all right. Got lots of
Caribou Hunt by Denise Zalzman. Caribou in the woods, black-tailed deer looking to eat. Hunters got their guns ready. The caribou run away.
Very good. We'll come back to you, Elizabeth. Let's hear from Katie Aubert. Her poem is on page 76. Do you have it? Okay.
Thanks, Kathleen, for teaching us for 10 years. I had fun with you. I'm going to keep learning.
Yeah, you just keep learning, huh?
Sandy, you do a good job, okay, for 10 more years. Okay. If I can do this without crying, so just bear with me.
You can. Just breathe.
Okay.
Great blue.
Okay, this is Great Blue Heron by Katie Aubert. I leave because of the cold, the ice. The cold takes what I need. Food, water, and warm air.
Very good. Good job. You did it. Right. All right. Jenny's going to come. Jenny Short is going to read a poem that is on page 72, right? Camouflage? Okay, come on up. Did you bring your copy? I have this.
Forgot it.
No problem.
Camouflage by Jenny Short. Abigail sees a twig in her bug box. It is not a twig, it is a walking stick.
Yep, good job. All right, now we're at Elizabeth. Elizabeth White is going to read probably one of the shortest but most striking poems in the book. 75. Page 75.
I put this thing up. I am a chicken snowy owl by Elizabeth White. This thing doesn't work. I am a chicken thief. Did you hear the crying and screaming in the coop? Good luck.
No crying and screaming.
I don't cry.
All right. Yvonne, did you want to read? Sure. Right. Yvonne's going to read Waterbirds. Do you have it on the piece of paper with the large? Oh, okay. We have a vision impairment. You can give it a shot?
Yeah. First of all, I thank you for Kathleen Russell, that I'm going to miss her a whole lot, for loving her, for being my teacher this year and helping out and stuff. For a great job for artists, for Kathleen Russell. So I like her a lot, and she's a nice teacher.
All right. Can you see this?
Yeah, I think. Yeah. Waterbirds from Yvonne Johnson. Waterbirds fly upper the sky. They land on waves and drinking over the side.
Is there anyone else who needs to read? Oh, David, what a surprise. David's brand new student. All right. Let's see what happens. You'd like to say something? Would you like to turn and face the audience? Okay. Jackie, would you hold that so I can push it? Thank you, sweetheart. Okay, David's brand new student. He isn't in our poetry book yet, but he likes to do rap. We'll see what happens.
I dedicate this here just for Kathleen. Kathleen, because she's not that mean, because she's not no green machine, because I know what I see.
I love you too, sweetheart. All right. That was great.
You never heard that one before out of me.
I didn't think that was going to come out of you, David, really. Surprised me. All right. I think that will do for all the poets. I want to give them all a chance. All right. Thanks so much. Oh, Amy. Well, hold on. We do have one more poet. Amy. Amy's going to read the frog poem. Amy writes a lot of poems, and every single poem is about, guess what? Frogs. There it is right there, sweetheart.
Thank you. I am Amy Hyde. I'm green and sunny. Sometimes I see you, but I make.
Wow. Where'd that come from, sweetheart? Good job reading. All right. You did it, girl.
For 20 years with Noorthoek. 20 years ago, in 1989, a few people with an idea called Noorthoek Academy ran a small ad in the Grand Rapids Press. The ad was for a part-time director of a pilot project to provide classes in the arts and sciences for special needs adults. Out of a handful of respondents, 2 people were selected to be interviewed. Greg Osmond and Elizabeth Crouch tell me that one of the candidates was an experienced teacher, special education teacher that had glowing recommendations from the teaching community. A safe choice. The other candidate had less teaching experience, but some unique qualities. She was the cauldron of energy with a creative spark and a strong independent streak. Elizabeth and Greg felt these qualities would be needed to take what was then just a rough outline of a program, something that had never been tried before anywhere that they were aware of, and turn it into a successful program. That candidate was Kathleen Russell. How fortunate we are she saw that ad in the paper, that she put together a very successful program, and that she has stayed with us for the past 2 decades. Kathleen took the pilot project with 8 students and 1 class a week to an enrollment of 60 students with 4 class offerings. Kathleen has developed a rich curriculum that has introduced students to a wide range of subjects, many of which we've heard about tonight, but some were collecting pond scum and examining it under a microscope in the Grand Rapids Community College Biology Lab, to the studying of cultures of countries from around the globe, from Australia to Vietnam. Kathleen also developed a dynamic hands-on approach that responds to the learning style and the abilities of students. Sometimes this means presenting the material in many different ways. As the class size grew, Kathleen had to address different and complex challenges in learning and interest levels within each class. Kathleen tapped into a rich network of associates and friends throughout the community. She called upon experts in the various subject areas. Kathleen invited these people to the classroom to bring the subjects alive. They couldn't say no, not to Kathleen. Kathleen also managed the many administrative and practical aspects of the program with great skill. From recruiting students to procuring program materials, she did it all. She forged a strong relationship with the faculty and administration at Grand Rapids Community College, and they were our partner from the start. In summary, Kathleen took a rough idea 20 years ago, turned it into a permanent and viable program, respected throughout the community. Over the last 2 decades, Kathleen continued to strengthen the program and made it grow. And better yet, Kathleen has strengthened the lives of our students and helped them grow. As an advocate for the program, Kathleen was also an advocate for our students, helping to change traditional perceptions and opening people's eyes to how far our students can go. Kathleen has enriched and had a permanent impact on the lives of each and every student who is enrolled at Noorthoek Academy, and I'm sure you saw that tonight. She has expanded their horizons, increased their knowledge, helped them find their special talents while building confidence and self-esteem. Once our students are in the program, the benefits are such they want to stay. Again, you witnessed that tonight with the 5, 10, 15-year, and 20-year medals. Some of our students have been with us for 20 years, as you saw. So as you have seen here tonight, Kathleen has turned her students into lifelong learners. Kathleen, we want to thank you for 20 years with Noorthoek Academy. Now we have a parting gift for you. If you would come up here and open it, please. But I have to tell Kathleen there's one requirement, that she has to send the pictures back to the students that she takes from around the world.
Pictures to you of my next life. Thank you so much, Si.
Thank you. Now Patty Tripkowski has a gift.
I'm sorry, Si, but being an elected official, you didn't have the last word. I'm Jan Magini. I'm not Patty Tripkowski. But I am a member of your Board of Trustees here at the college, and I see that we have Rick Berg is also here tonight. We're your elected officials. I'd like to just say one thing to these wonderful ladies and gentlemen that are receiving these awards tonight. You know, congratulations, you deserve every bit of it. And one more little story. Did you know that the building that you go into for your classes is also part of a special gift from Mr. Cook and his wife Pat, and that's at the pit. So thank you for the work that you do here. Thank you. So Kathleen, on behalf of our outgoing president, Ann Mulder, who we're also sorry to see leave this next week, and from your Grand Rapids Board of Trustees, we would like to bestow this honor on you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, we're not quite over with yet. We have a video, I think, that will be available. That will be available after we wrap up here in just a few seconds. That shows the last 20 years of Kathleen's leadership. I don't know where it will be shown, but anyways. Oh, it'll be up here on the screen. However, before we view the video, we want to bestow on Kathleen the title of Director Emeritus of Noorthoek Academy. That means she'll always be a permanent member of the board of the directors of Noorthoek Academy and will always be welcome at the board meetings when she's in town, which we don't expect to be very often. And that pretty much wraps up the program. Kathleen, thank you for your 20 years, and let's again give her a nice round of applause.